Well, hello and welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. So we are in a legal political tit for tat. Many people upset by the unanimous verdict here in New York against Donald John Trump, guilty on all 34 counts. It certainly looks like a political witch hunt. So what happens when someone is targeted for political reasons using the court system to thwart their presidential hopes? A lot of people want the same thing to happen to their enemy. And since Joe Biden isn't on trial and his son is, a lot of people are clamoring for a guilty verdict in the first trial that has opened for Hunter 3 felony counts that he's facing for basically lying on a gun for him when he was addicted to and smoking crack on a very regular basis. And of course, this was in his autobiography. He wrote about how often he was doing crack, how he had a superpower for procuring crack wherever he was, whenever he wanted it. And so he was doing it all the time. He was out of his mind on drugs. And I guess the good news is, like, he bought a gun legally. He didn't buy it on the street. He didn't buy it on the black market. He didn't steal it from someone. So that's kind of good. But I don't think we should be getting into a tit for tat here. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, lock him up, prison time. But you really have to look and see what the sentencing guidelines are. Have other people been charged with this crime? If they have, what's the conviction rate? And just, have sort of a uniform procedure for convicting and sentencing anyone, regardless of where they stand politically, even if it's on the opposite end of the spectrum from you. That's really hard to do now. It's really challenging because as we are in the chaos, we get so addicted to new turns and this political saga. And it is all very dramatic and to the point where I don't think anything would surprise us. Like, if the judge threw out the charges, wouldn't surprise us. If they convicted him and he was thrown in jail for 15 years, also wouldn't surprise us. I am one of those people that I don't believe in over-incarcerating people. I don't believe in overcharging people. I think what they have done with the criminal justice system is completely backward, and we're going after the wrong people for the wrong reason now. And people who really aim to do harm, they are the ones who are free on the streets, maybe because they are not running for office, or targeting them, convicting them, and putting them in jail wouldn't be politically convenient for a group of people who are desperate to hang on to power.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
So one of the most curious people who is part of Hunter's entourage is this guy, Kevin Morris. And he is such an odd duck. He is a multimillionaire. Somehow he and Hunter latched onto each other in 2019 at a fundraising dinner for Joe Biden. And this is the guy who paid off his IRS debt. He has been bankrolling his legal proceedings. Supposedly, Hunter owes him a little over $6 million, and the guy is running out of money. One of Hunter's lawyers has asked for a delay in these two legal proceedings between Delaware and California because Sugar Brother, as he's called, which is such a disgusting term, is running out of money. And to the point where, Kevin Morris is 60 years old. His daughter, Dulcie Lou, is 23. She confronted Hunter last month and said, "Stay away from my dad. Stop using him. You are disgusting. He's running out of money. He can't afford this." And, Morris is like, "Yeah, man, I'm sober. I'm California sober. I just want to help a dude out, man." And it's like, well, there are a lot of people, particularly homeless veterans, who are dealing with mental illness and addiction issues. Why not help them out? If you had $6 million and you live in California, why not help out the people who don't have the means to shake down Communist Party operatives to get $10 million a year? Why not help someone who has served this country and, the social services and the safety nets that have been generously provided by LA County voters in the form of bond measures? Why not help some of them? Why not set up a clinic or a treatment facility and do some productive Sugar Brother outreach to your brothers and sisters in the streets who really could use the help and the treatment. Hunter Biden has failed himself. He's failed his family. His wife has been showing up to court every day looking super, super hot because, in my estimation, she's auditioning for a new husband in case they throw him in the hoosegow. She's got secrets. No one's going to have a lot of money after this because they are all morally and financially bankrupt. I think Hunter has created a prison of his own. It is the White House because ever since his dad was elected, he has essentially gone broke, except for the $1 million in paintings that his sugar brother bought from him. Give him $1 million for 13 paintings. There is something so wrong here. But the way to make it right is not necessarily by targeting political enemies using the legal system. It's wrong with Donald Trump. If Hunter Biden really has committed crimes and done something wrong, if he really is a danger to society, and that is provable, then that is a different story. But don't just hope for a prison sentence because you're mad that the former president was found guilty. We have to have uniformity and rationality in our justice system. It feels like we're a long way away from that. I know that we can still get there, and hopefully we'll all find our sugar brother at some point in our lives. This has been Kennedy Saves the World. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app. Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.